on my other medias also. And okay, let's go. All right. Well, okay. Um, well, tell you what, let me just see if things are happening. Oh, okay, let me just hit this button. Okay, very good. All right. Well, let's get rolling, folks. Today's topic is, please bear with me. I'm using this new technology and, to stream it to various different media, and I'm having a little bit of problems. So if you will please bear with me. I have something very, very important to share with you, especially if you are a homeowner. All right. Now, well, today's topic is, the federal, after that, that last housing as well as financial crash. The housing started in 2006, and the financial crash started happening in 2007, 8, and 9. At that time, the Federal Reserve Bank study came out regarding the home equity. They said that this is what that study said: home equity should be separated and put to work to boost your savings as well as your retirement and to reduce your risk. All right, this is very, very important, folks, because since that time, since the last housing crash, prices have gone up double or even tripled since that very time, because depends where in the country you live at. You also now, if you do not manage this equity correctly, the way the Federal Reserve Bank study says, this would just be a bad dream, and you have to move fast on this thing, because right now, as of today, I have not heard okay, housing prices started coming down, but it has to happen. The stock market in the last couple of weeks has gone down about 20%, and the rippling effect. You see this thing, what is happening every day. The rippling effects are huge. They are going to be huge, and so, but if you have any equity built up in your home, you might be very excited that your house has doubled or tripled in value and stuff like that. Okay, but folks, that could be just a bad dream. See, if you do not manage that equity properly. All right, so they say your equity should be separated. Yes, it should not be left in the house. If you are a homeowner, then please listen very close. And so the Federal Reserve Bank study says the equity should be taken out and put to work separately, and so that way it is growing and it is making you money, plus it reduces your risk. Now let me just explain it, what they mean by that. Okay, what is the risk? All right, there are two things. Let's put some numbers to this thing, so that way we can understand what all is going on and what could be the risk. All right, now let's just assume that you have a $500,000 home, and in California you can't even find a condo for $500,000. But again, just as a example, so you have a $500,000 home and the prices go down 10%, I guarantee you will lose $50,000 instantly. All right. Now, if you manage it properly, the way the Federal Reserve Bank studies shows, right, that the money should be completely separate and put onto a side fund, then you are not affected with that. Now, we do not realize this thing that have you thought about it that I said just a modest 10%. Last time prices went down as low as 60%. That's more than half the value when it went down, right? Now, just imagine you lost 50,000 instantly, and if it's like the stock market, okay, if it goes down 20%, you instantly lose $100,000, and there's nothing you can do, right? So now, have you thought about it? That how long will it take for you to save that 50 or $100,000 that you just lost instantly because you did not know what you did not know, right? We been programmed to think that, hey, okay, the equity trapped in the house. I say trapped in the house is your money, okay, and you're feeling good that, hey, my okay, $200,000 home is worth 400 or $500,000. No, folks. When it goes down, okay, you lose everything in there. And now another thing, let me bust another myth, right? The home prices will, if they still keep on going, they will go up regardless whether you have pulled out that equity, like the Federal Reserve Bank study says, whether you have pulled it out and put it into the side fund or not. All right. And so now, and they are suggesting what to do with that. Federal Reserve Bank study says what to do with that when you pull out that equity. They are suggesting that it should be, the home equity should be taken out and put it into a side fund, into IRAs and 401ks. That's what their study suggested. But you stick around, I'm going to show you there's even much better programs that will grow your money much faster. And if you set it up according to TEFRA, TEMRA laws, okay, and the IRS rules 7702, and so I'm going to show it to you, everything there. So now another thing, why do they say to reduce your risk? One is that the huge risk that you have is that okay, you'll instantly lose that money when the market goes down. Like I said, 50 or 100,000, whatever, or it could be more, right? That's one risk that you have. Number two is, we never stop to think about it, is in California we live in earthquake and fire country, and in the other parts of the great country are flooding and tornadoes and stuff like that. So over there, if you lose it, it will be, let me give you an example. Remember that Hurricane Katrina, a few years ago? And that affected Louisiana and Texas very much over there. And so those homes were lost to flooding. And the reporter goes up to the mayor of Fort Arthur, Texas, and says, "Sir, you lost your home, and what do you have to say?" Now, listen close to this one. That mayor said, "Unfortunately, we had just paid it off." Now, before that, same mayor was all excitedly making extra payments and stuff to pay off that home, right? And now when the reality hit, then he says, "Oh, unfortunately, we have just paid it off." All right. Now, Federal Reserve Bank study says, no. Homes are meant to be lived in, not to store cash. So any equity that you have should be pulled out immediately, so that way you are not either affected by the falling, or by any acts of nature and stuff like that. So we want you to be completely stress free when it comes to, and I'm going to show you, as we go through this thing, as to where to put that money, to put a turbo booster to your money, to grow way much more faster than the cost of borrowing that, taking that equity out. So all right. So please stay, and if you stay till the end, I'm going to show you how to set up your money according to that IRS rules and laws. To take your money to whole new levels. Yeah, right there. And this is your. Remember, many times we say use OPM, other people's money. Okay, for your benefit. Say when you're starting a business, or okay, you see a good investment. And you wish you had more money. Then you go borrow money from friends and family and stuff like that. Yeah, right. And then if it don't make it, then you have lost that friends and family too. No, 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 you don't need to do that. you know and yes, okay. So this is the big huge OPM, other people money, that I'm going to show you. So if you stick till the end, I'm going to show you which IRS rules and stuff put a turbo booster to even put the money into better vehicles than what Federal Reserve Bank studies shows, right? And number two, I'm going to show you which programs that you can take advantage of to set up your money, everything, and put it on autopilot so you are not affected, whether no matter what happens to the economy, stock market, taxes, or even your health. All right. So now, before I go any further, you might be wondering, okay, who is this weird-looking guy, and why should you even listen to me? Well, my name is Bir Grewall. I am India-born, Sikh American, financial strategist, advisor, and an author with a proven track record. Right? So, if you can overlook my turban and my uncut here, because this is a part of my Sikh religion, and our roots are every Sikh. Our roots are in northwestern part of India. All right. We don't cut our hair, we don't drink or smoke, and we lead a very simple life. So that's the reason. And if you can overlook my Indian accent also, then you are in for a huge treat, because I have a proven track record. And how did I get to this level? To claim that that I have a proven track record, and you might even have seen me quoted on the national media, after that last housing and financial crash. Yeah, right. So who am I? Well, let me share with you. And how am I different than anyone else? Yeah, right. So let me share it with you that I've been in the financial service industry since early 80s. I was very successful, and I thought I had the world in the palm of my hands, and then just like now, with this coronavirus, things happened to me that I never thought could ever happen to me in a million years, and I lost everything to foreclosure. All right, including my custom built hilltop home in Aliso Viejo, California. All right. I will never forget that day in September of 1995 when marshals came and we had to leave that house. When we were leaving, I looked back at my wife, who was carrying our 1-month-old son, and that time I just couldn't take that sight. I made a promise to myself at that time that I am never, ever going to let this thing happen to either myself or anyone else I come across. All right. So, what happened? That was the turning point in my life. So, I set out to find answers to okay, that hey, how to have. I knew the answers were somewhere there. I just had to dig them out. Okay, and put them together. So my mission was to find answers to have financial security and peace of mind, no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market, no matter what happens to the taxes, and we do not realize this thing. No matter what happens to our health, right? We do not realize, we never stop to think about it. Hey, what will happen to, where will money come from if we break down, this money making machine? You are the money making machine, or the Federal Reserve Bank of your family. All right, you are the money minting machine. And what if you have that heart attack, stroke, cancer, or something like that? You're right. And at that time, you're running to the doctors and hospitals. Income stops, bills don't stop, and financial disaster starts for most of the people. All right. So, and I said, no, that is wrong. Okay, anything happens, a diagnosis, I should, my dreams for myself and my family, okay, could come crumbling down. So I set out to find answers. While doing that, and I found out, that there is much more than regular financial planning, that everyone's been taught to, that I was a part of before, right? That there is ways where okay, you make Uncle Sam says, hey, you can make me your business partner, and I'm going to take your money to whole new levels. You're right. And then there are Tefra, Defra, Temra laws. Okay. And Uncle Sam says, hey, if you incorporate those ones also, and use your IRS codes and set up your money accordingly, then you can use, you can not only have your cake and eat it too, and take your money to whole new levels. So I was all excited, and I investigated. I took so many courses, and read so many financial books and stuff. I was getting nuggets from everywhere. And then I looked into these IRS rules and those laws, and what I discovered produced amazing results. And the proof of that one came during that 2007, 8, and 9, or 2006, 7, and 8 for the housing, that people who had used our the financial strategies, okay, for financial planning, okay, and the other ones who had used the that home equity planning did not lose anything. Matter of fact, since they did not lose, okay, they are way ahead of other people who might have recovered from those losses. And now, folks, that 2006, 7, and 8, or 7, 8, and 9 is already here. You have been seeing that every time we turn around, it is bad news after bad news. The stock market is going down left and right. And now the next thing, the rippling effect of this one coming up is on the housing market. And so after that last crash, this is the report that the Federal Reserve Bank came up with and said, hey, when it comes to the home equity that you have sitting under the roof of your house, it should be separated immediately and put to work to boost your savings and retirement, and to reduce your risk. Folks, this thing is huge. So they are saying that you take the money out and put it into IRAs and 401ks, but I'm going to show you, in a few minutes, that there are even better knowing, this is how I'm different than any other financial advisor, because I incorporate the regular financial strategies, and I incorporate the laws and the IRS rules and stuff into one, to make it, to take your money to whole new level in a liquid, safe, and tax-free environment. Right? So my mission of that I set out to that hey, okay, wanted to have financial security and peace of mind, no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market, no matter what happens to the taxes, and no matter what happens to the my health, and then get only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk, and then have the money grow, compound, and pay out in tax-free environment, and then set up everything in on autopilot. And what I discovered was amazing, but that thing okay proved during that last housing and financial crash, and my clients who had used these strategies are not concerned even during this crash that has started already, okay, both on the financial side they are getting only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk. They are not concerned, right? Number two is, you who had done that home equity planning, right? Like the way Federal Reserve Bank study shows, and they are not concerned. They had pulled out everything, whatever can happen. All right. So now let's move a little bit further. I shown it to you. Okay, do not take my word for it. Here is your Federal Reserve Bank saying that, hey, if you have any equity in the house, it should be pulled out and put to work, all right, to reduce your risk and to boost your savings and retirement, right? So that's one. Now, where do you put it? They have said you put it into IRAs and 401ks. Yes, that's a step in the right direction. But I'm going to show you something that's even way more better. All right. So I'm going to make it worth every minute of your time. And so let's get started. And let me just share it with you, and then we'll get into details. Right? Remember, I had said, okay, that to get the upside only of the stock market without the downside risk. And you might be wondering that, hey, this guy is standing here and blowing a lot of hot air. And you might be thinking, what the hell is this thing? And here is how it works, and these are the kind of results that happen. Now, since I do not know you or your situation, for you, this should be taken as an example and example only, because I do not know. There are so many variables into what I am saying when it comes to money, right? So for you, it will be an example, but this is the kind of results that people had achieved. This is $500,000 back in 1999. You're right, and this is that same S&P 500. That we hear about every day. You're right, going up or down, and whatever, right? So in the black, it is the people who used our strategies the way we set it up, right? And in the red, it is okay, the traditionally the way we are used to investing in the stock market. All right, so these are ups and downs and stuff like that. So I'll get back to this thing in a minute, and how it is done. I'll get into the details. But before, what I'm sharing with you, remember I just said, well, I'm just not a regular financial planner because of losing everything back in 1995. I set out to learn about how the game of money is played, and so how I'm different is that besides the proven financial strategies, I incorporate Uncle Sam into it also, and I incorporate the laws. And by the way, what I'm talking about, there's nothing creative or anything like that. These IRS rules had been on the books over a century, and these other laws had been there for decades. Rich and famous people have figured these things out, and we also shared it only with our high-end, high-paying clients, But now, when this crash started happening, I could not sit back, okay? I said, I have the answers to people's financial security. I just cannot, my consciousness did not allow me. That's why I'm sharing these strategies, that had been reserved only for the high-end paying clients. So please listen very, very close. Yes, yeah, right. Because this is something you may not have heard before, and so just listen very close. We already discussed, okay, Federal Reserve Bank study saying that, hey, you actually should be taken out, okay, before the housing collapse starts to happen, then you will guaranteed lose money, right? And it should be separated and put to work. They are suggesting IRAs and stuff. And I am going, knowing what I know, I'm going a step further, even though IRAs and 401ks are a step in the right direction. What Federal Reserve Bank study said, yes, okay, that's one good step, and I'm going to show you even a step further than that one that could help you. Yeah, all right, so here we go. To understand all of this thing to make sense, I can just leave it like this thing that, hey, you can get that stock market returns and stuff. I would be doing only a half a job. I'll leave you more confused. Hey, how could this thing happen, right? Then, but to get everything, I want you to get it. You know, I want you to get how it is, and then you make your decision if, okay, you want to make use of these strategies or not. Okay, that's up to you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is my giving back to the people and the country that I love. And this country has given me, not only me, but to so many people, so many opportunities. So this is my giving back to the community. So we need to know how money works. All right, then everything will fall place. Okay, don't worry. It's not going to take too long, but I'm going to make it worth every second of your time. So now, to know how the money works, okay, we show you how to, okay, make the money work for you instead of only you working for the money. All right. I call the analogy of two, three, four, five, six horses working for you are much better than just you alone working for the money. All right. And then I'm going to show you how you optimize your current assets. All right. And how to optimize your current assets. Anyone can say, hey, bring in new money, then we'll show you, we'll invest it somewhere, and then see if another coronavirus does not happen and you could make some money. No, 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 no. I'm going to show you how to take your current assets and take them to whole new levels. Excuse me, I just had some tea in a rush just before starting this thing, so that's all right. So this is, I call it, $1 million dash, and please just relax. When I say $1 million dash, you're right. Don't get scared that, oh, well, this is for those other people and stuff. And in the next slide, I'm going to show you how ordinary people can become millionaires and millionaires become billionaires. In the next slide, I'm going to prove it to you. So from today on, after knowing all of the facts right here, you will be able, if you want to, you can be in that millionaire category if you're just starting out in life or you're just trying to achieve that. We'll show you how to put a turbo booster. And if you have already achieved that success, then you're already a millionaire. I'm going to show you how to be on track to be a billionaire with a B. All right. So this is not hard here. I'm going to prove you, and everything that I say, I prove it. All right. So just be with me, just okay. Just get it. That's the key thing. I want you to get that. Now there's $1 million dash to financial freedom. All right. And now it's the exact same dollar, right? 100 cents in the dollar. It's the exact same dollar. Some people are crawling with it. Some are walking with it. Some are jogging with it, and see, this is IRAs and 401ks right here. And then see some those we call them like rich and famous, or those other guys, okay, they have put a turbo booster to their money. Starting now, you will know how to put a turbo booster to your current assets to take them to a whole new level. So, folks, this is the power of, it's the same dollar. How and where you put it and how you set it up is the key, and you are going to be empowered with that knowledge right now. Well, tell you what, let me now prove it to you. How ordinary can become millionaires. It was a big claim I said, a big claim I made, and this is how it is done. All right. In this example, we have $1 doubling every period for 20 periods. All right. So 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8 and stuff, right? Okay. Now it does not have to be 20 years. It can be 20 weeks, 20 days, 20 20 months, does not matter, right? So, but just get the concept of it. Now, this column is taxed as earned. That's the way we are supposed to be. We go out, make money, right? And then we have to pay taxes at the end of the year, all right? And then whatever is left doubles up again. Then we pay the taxes at the end of the second year, and then whatever remains doubles up again. So it's in this section. By the way, let me just share it with you. If you are thinking that I'm going to show you some creative ways to lie or cheat on your taxes, no, 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 no. Then you are in the wrong place. Yes, you're right. You can leave. Then you'll not hurt my feelings. However, knowledge is power, and that's what I'm going to share with you. And so this is how it happens. All right. So taxed as earned environment, your money will grow up to be, after paying taxes at the end of those 20 periods. It could be 20 days, 20 weeks, 20 months. You're right. It doesn't have to be. It can be whatever. It will just grow up to about $28,000. Now, if it is in the tax-free environment, okay, I'm going to show you the results. IRAs and 401ks come up about halfway in here because they are tax deferred. You don't pay taxes till the time you take money out. So they are a little bit better, so they fall halfway. But if the money is completely in tax-free environment, right, and then it is that same $1 is over $1 million. So, folks, this is how ordinary people can become millionaires. Yes, you're right. And this is how you can, if you have not achieved that objective as yet, you can become a millionaire. And so if you have already achieved that, see the millionaire status. You just add some zeros to that to be on track to be a billionaire. So this is how it is done. Now, and IRS says, you remember earlier I had mentioned, I'm going to show you how you make Uncle Sam your business partner, and use those laws that had already been there for decades, and this is what rich and famous people are no different than you and I. So we have just, accepted defeat ourselves. We have told our mind ourselves that we cannot be, it's for them. Who are they? They are that rich and famous, And who are they? No, 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 no. They are just like us. They have just spent time, okay, with these kinds of strategies and stuff and set up their money and came out of this category into this one. No wonder people cannot get ahead in life, and because they are doing the right thing, paying their taxes and stuff, they cannot. Not that this is not paying your taxes. No, 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 no. IRS says that same Uncle Sam, who collects the taxes from us, they said, hey, if you set up your money according to those TEFRA laws, and those IRS rules, which I'll be showing you in the end, right? Then you can come out of this category into this category. It's that simple. All right. So this is how you can get excited. See that this is how ordinary people can become millionaires, and if you have already achieved success, how you can be on path to be a billionaire there. So, folks, it's not for that other people. No, no, no. From today onward, you are and you can be that other people. This is my wish for you. All right. Now, here is, and again, it's exactly the same dollar. This is $100,000 accumulating at 8% for 30 years. All right. In tax-exempt environment, it will grow up to be about $500,000. If that same money is in the tax-free environment, it will be over $1 million. That's simple. You just doubled it up by setting it up, by making Uncle Sam your business partner and setting it up according to what they say. And you are doing it all legally. Walk around with your head held high that, hey, I've never ever cheated or lied to anyone. Yes, you're right. So this is how it is done. Now, let's just take that analogy in a different way. All right. These are four phases of savings and retirement. The first one is that okay, contribution phase. That is when we are young and saving money for the future. Then it comes up accumulation phase, is that middle ages when the money is growing and compounding. And then distribution phase is at a retirement, and transfer phase is when we check out to be with the Lord. All right. So now again, like I said, some people are crawling with it. You're right. Some are walking, some are jogging. And these people have earned my respect. They are hardworking people. And paying their taxes. You're doing the right thing, but they do not know any better how to come out of this category into any of these other ones. All right. Now here is IRAs and 401ks. They are a step in the right direction, but yes, okay, they are tax deferred during contribution and accumulation phase, but you are taxed when you take the money out, and when you need the money the most. But we show you how you put that turbo booster to your money. This is how you put your turbo booster. Now, if you have the money all in a tax favored environment, folks, that's how you simply put that turbo booster. And how you get to that tax free environment is by making Uncle Sam your business partner. And all right, so now I have shown you how to optimize your current assets. And now let me go into this thing. Okay, and then the Federal Reserve Bank study says, okay, you have the biggest asset sitting under the roof of your head, that is your equity in your home, right? And so they are saying, hey, pull it out before it goes down, and put it to work. All right. So now we've shown you, okay, how to make Uncle Sam your business partner and where to find the money also. And then now let's get into this thing that, the richest man on earth, Warren Buffett, he says the most amount of money and the quickest amount of money to be made is in the stock market. And in that same breath, he says, that most of the people lose their shirt in that same stock market also. All right. Well, I'm going to congratulations. I'm going to show it to you. You do not have to lose your shirt in the stock market, right? And this is how it is done. I showed you this thing a little bit earlier. Now let's discuss that strategy. We call it our missed fortune strategies because people miss out fortunes from they don't know what they don't know. All right. So this strategy is called upside only of the stock market and lock in that money. All right. When it goes up, you go up with it up to a certain cap, and then that becomes money becomes locked in. Then that becomes a reset point and a new starting point. And by that time, you have your principal is safe, and you have those gains that you made are in your account, and now it becomes a new reset point. All right. And then without the downside risk, and when the market starts to go down, then you are not affected with it. All right, so let's take a look at it. This is $500,000. By the way, like I said earlier, this is as an example only. Your results will vary because there is so many variables to money, and I do not know your situation. Okay, so in this situation, these are the results, and in your situation, okay, it could be different because there are so many variables. How much money, and for how long do you put it in, and which strategy that you use to set it up, also, and those kinds of things. But just take this example, and so here is when the market goes up. In the black is, see, the way we suggest that you set up the money, and in the red is traditionally the way we are used to, okay, going and playing the stock market, quote unquote. Many people take pride in that. Hey, I'm playing the stock market. So that's where with all these ups and downs. So now here in the first year, we both won up to that cap, and you kept the profits also, and this becomes a new starting point. And then the next 2 years, the market kept on going down, your money remained level. All right, and then it starts to go back up again. You go back up with it, and there's a cap to it. And next time, I'm going to put the real percentages and numbers to that, and so that way you'll get it exactly. All right. And now here is 2007, 8, and 9 when the stock market crashed, right? And okay, the way we suggested to set up, all right, you remained level, you did not lose anything at all. And then when the market started to go up, you start to go up with it up to that cap. And these results are with those caps included in there, all right? Now, in this example, the result is about 41,000 some dollars right here. It's 418,000 and change, and here it is 107,000 and change. Now, if the market goes up 10%, this will go up about $42,000, and this will go up how much? $107,000. So, folks, it's exactly the same money. How and where you set it up matters, and then so you do not have to be worried. And the third slide from now, I'm going to show it to you, the program that has everything all included, and then set it up, and then we show you how to tax free this money, and that's putting another turbo booster, okay, and then your principal is safe all along. You never lose a dime, and you get to keep all the profits also. It's amazing, folks. All right, and then it's all done, all automatic, and within that one program, and I'll be showing you that. So that way, no matter the money that you think will be there in the future will be there, almost guaranteed. There is no guarantee of life either. However, this is the closest you will come to that guarantee, that no matter what happens to the stock market, no matter what happens to the taxes, no matter what happens to the economy, and no matter what happens to the your health also, everything is included, and then you get the upside only of the stock market without the downside risk, and then your money is set up in tax-free environment, and then everything is set on autopilot, and you never have to worry this thing, and show you how that one works also, and what is that program. All right, so this is how it's done. Now let's put some numbers to this thing. All right, this is there is the stock market results from 1997 onwards, you're right, and this is that same fund, the S&P 500 that I discussed with you. Someone who went directly into that one is in the gray line. And then this is the way we suggest. This is my favorite strategy, but we have other strategies also, okay, that you can use different funds, different strategies and stuff. So let's just take this example, the very first two columns only. In 1997, the stock market went up 31%. And remember, I mentioned there is a cap that you can get. The maximum is how much you can get, and so in this example, and at that time the cap was 12.5%. So you only made 12.5%. Next year it was 26.67%. The market went up, and you made 12.5%. Then it went up 19%. Then in 2000 the market went down 10%. You did not lose a penny. You didn't make any money either, and you didn't lose it either. Then in 2002, in 2001, 13% negative, 2002, 23.3% loss in the market, right? And here, no problem, your money got frozen, and your principal and all the profits up till that time were safe, all right? Then it starts to go back up. You're right, in 2003, the market goes up 26%, and you made 12.5%. All right, so don't get greedy. These results are even with the caps, and then you have almost guaranteed that you'll never get lose your principal either, and you'll get to keep the gains also. Now let's just look at the 20-year average of that same fund, S&P 500. It came out to be 5.7%, and with this strategy, even with those caps, it was 7.3%. Folks, that's how the money is made. All right. Now I had promised you that I'm going to show you which IRS rules and regulations. IRS says that, hey, if you set your money up according to these rules, that you can have your cake and eat it too. And so here it is, folks. So, excuse me. I've been going so fast. You're trying to, I want to respect your time, but give you the maximum that I have in my head. So that way, I want to give you all these things. By the way, if there is anything, I put in the resources either down below or at the top, depending which media you're watching me on. All right. So I put in the resources, check them out, and then if ever you have any immediate questions, feel free. My email address is over there, and in that email you put in the full details as to what your question is. And then if you want to get a reply from me personally, please put in your phone number, because typing is very difficult for me. It takes a long time, and the only way I reply is just to pick up the phone and call you. And if you give me your cell phone number, put it in there, that is the cell. I could give you the links also to where you could find the answers to your particular questions. I'm here to help. All right. So here are those IRS rules. So where are the answers? IRS says if you set up your money according to these sections, especially the section 7702, and then it passes that litmus test of TEFRA, DEFRA, TEMRA laws also, right? Then you have put a turbo booster to your money, then your money accumulates, grows, compounds, and pays out all tax-free, and then you get only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk, and it's amazing. Again, like I said, it is the exact same dollar. So now we are at the tail end of this thing. I promise you I'll show you everything. So till now we shown you how to tax free your money, how to get only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk, and then you're protected the money, so no matter what happens to the economy, the stock market, taxes, or even your health. So I'm going to come to that one here. And then Uncle Sam says where you find the money. The biggest money is hidden under the roof of your health, roof of your house. All right. So do that home equity planning. The Federal Reserve Bank study says, that hey, if you have any equity build up in your home, get it out immediately before this housing crash starts to happen again, and put it onto a side fund. And they are suggesting you put it into the IRAs and 401ks. But GLC, okay, I have already shown it to you, proven it to you that there is a much, much, much better program, GLC, okay, that you can put it to get, you put a turbo booster to your money. All right. Now let me just share it with you. What is that one program that can do it all? Remember earlier I had mentioned, yes, okay, that I want you to be completely funky when it comes to money, all right, and then put it all on autopilot so that way you're not concerned. Yes, people who had used our strategies, yes, you can use this program. They are not even worried with even the stock market crashing, and they are not worried about the upcoming housing crash either. They are sitting pretty. They have used this Uncle Sam's suggestion to pull out that equity and put it to work. So in this one, we just show you. They are the step in the right direction by putting it into IRAs and 401ks, and I showed you something even better. By the way, while we are on the subject, knowing what I know, I do not own an IRA or a 401k, and I never will. All right, this is the program. Yes, let me share it with you. That we call this one MFTAI program. That's maximum funded tax advantage contracts. And so this MFTAI program offers several unique benefits that most financial vehicles do not offer. Especially the biggest one here is okay, and unlike qualified programs like RAs, 401ks, and 403bs and stuff, and you know, this one has no restrictions or limits. You can dump in as much as you want, whether it is 5,000, 5 million, 50 million, okay, does not matter. I call it the analogy of a bucket, right? And IRS says, hey, okay, you just open up one big bucket, and we show you how in this program they show you how big the bucket can be. Say if you want to put in $5 million, right? IRS will say, see that, hey, you can have the bucket size has to be this big. Like when we go to the hardware store, you want to pick up, they have small bucket, medium size or a big bucket or big drum, right? Same thing. And so IRS says if you comply with their rules and with those TEFRA laws, then you have got your cake and eat it too. So all right. So I do not want you to be under any kind of restrictions. So with this one, you can dump in as much as money you want to. You want to dump in 100 million, does not matter. Okay, and you just open up a bigger bucket, or you can open up a bucket for whatever size you have now, and then after that you made more money. After that, you just open up another bucket, or you could set up a much bigger drum in the very beginning, and then you don't have to worry. You just keep on putting that. Dumping the money into it. And then there are no age restrictions with this program. Remember with those IRAs, 401ks, or private pension plans and stuff like that, you cannot touch your own money till age 59 and a half. And then if you are pretty successful already, you don't need the money in the retirement, and if you do not start taking the money out till age 59 and a half, and then they will tax you again. No. I don't want you to be in those restrictions. So there is no age restrictions, and then there are a whole other bunch of benefits. And this is the only program that has that self-completing feature in this one too, right? And that in case you have any health problems, the money that you think will be there a diagnosis of health problems like heart attack, stroke, cancer, or any kind of critical, chronic, or terminal illness and stuff like that. It becomes self-completing. Wow, how huge of a security is that? And then on top of that one, they just put everything on autopilot, so that way you can be a funky, completely stress-free and enjoying life like those rich and famous. Like I said earlier, folks, those rich and famous ain't sent by the Lord, differently. No. They are just like you and me, right? And they just have figured out what I just showed you. Nothing different. They have just gone beyond regular financial planning and stuff, to help you take your money. And so that's why you see many of these guys, even during the weekdays, sitting in those resorts, by the pool and sipping those pina coladas and margaritas and stuff like that. And you wonder what the hell did this guy do? Okay, that he gets to enjoy this thing. I see him there all the time, and how come I can't be that? Now, starting today, you can be that other guy, and this is my wish for you. And well, knowing what I know, you can skin the cat many different ways, but knowing what I know, this is like the closest to the guarantee that you can come. That this MFTAI program is that MFTAI program. That's what we call it. And with this one, remember I had mentioned in the beginning, that hey, I set out after losing everything myself. I set out to find answers to how to have financial security and peace of mind, no matter what happens to the economy, no matter what happens to the stock market, no matter what happens to the taxes, and no matter what happens to your health. And then set up that money to get only the upside of the stock market without the downside risk. And then you set it up so that the money grows, compounds, and pays out all tax free. And then set up everything on autopilot. Then no matter how many coronaviruses come, you are not worried at all. This is all working on autopilot. No matter how many crashes happens, okay, or how high things go. No. You are just going to be sitting there pretty, and it's automatically harvesting only the upside gains of the stock market, and your principal is safe. You are keeping the gains also, and then it's set up on that everything is tax free, growing, even though the payable taxes are helping you take your money to they are compounding along with that money. You're right. And then in case something happens to you, the money making machine, okay, this becomes a self-completing program up to the limits of the bucket that you decide to go with. All right. So, and this is what I know, and this is where I set up my money and stuff like that. You're right. But you do whatever. Like I said, seeing what all is happening. These are the strategies that I always have been sharing with my high-end paying clients only. But now I could not sit back. Okay, I said, well, I need to reach to the masses who might be very nervous and do not know where to go. And now you got it. And I'm going to be pasting the replay links will be on the media that you're watching, my Facebook page, okay, or my YouTube page under, and all the links are either underneath or at the top, or go to our website at faoai.com, right? Or these recordings, so you can come back and listen to it from the beginning on. This could change your life, and that's my wish for you, that you should not be just worried at all about money. And my wish is, okay, I want to free you up from the side of money, so that way you can go enjoy your families, go enjoy your kids and your grandchildren, do all the philanthropic work that you always wanted to do, or travel, but just be careful about the coronavirus these days, and or help out at church or your temple and stuff, the satisfaction you get over there, and live that lifestyle of those rich and famous, okay, who are free all the time, sipping margaritas and pina coladas and stuff like that. And I don't drink, so but you can have that lifestyle, and that's my wish for you. With that, I want to wish you the very best, and I hope I've been able to give you some information that the time that you spent with me today was worthwhile, and much success to you. With that, blessings, be safe, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me a detailed email with your phone number in it to get a reply from me. And so with that, I want to thank you so very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.